executive orders, Biden established a task force to locate and reunite migrant parents and children who remain separated.
This wasn't the one I was looking for,
but as of early April, the task force...
The refugee cap is still at the same levels of the Trump administration. There's so much bullshit that the Democratic Party engages with when it comes to just like the continuation of white nativist reactionary points of view and reactionary white nativist policies, especially as it pertains to criminal justice and immigration. This border crisis narrative is incredibly annoying from the media, by the way. They are
March 15th, 2021.
absolutely feeding into this. And they're going to cause the Democrats to behave in a totally, even in a more reactionary way than they were already going to behave. It is so incredibly manufactured. There's always been a crisis at the border. When there are humanitarian problems occurring at the border as a consequence of the conditions there, 120 degrees they have to traverse in the desert, all that sort of stuff. And then also the American government adding on to the cruelty with the way that they choose to deal with people that are crossing the border, that are seeking asylum. There is an extra crisis on the border. There's always a crisis on the border. It's never stopped. The problem is the way media covers it. You can either cover it like you do under the Trump administration, which is somewhat honestly, from a moral grandstand point of view, like an actual honest point of view, by saying this is really messed up, this is really horrible, the way that we are treating these people is absolutely ridiculous. Or you can treat it in a way where you look at the border and you say, there's a gigantic crisis happening in the border currently, and it's really bad because so many people are coming in. So many people are coming in. What are we going to do? Depending on who is in charge, we either deal with it from the point of view of reactionary garbage, claiming that this is a huge issue, not taking an actual stance on it, but just simply channeling the right-wing agitations as they have done. Just covering it as, many Americans are concerned that the border is turning into a pylon with hundreds of thousands of migrants coming in through the floodgates. Like, that's no different than what Fox News says. No different than what Fox News says. When MSNBC is saying it, or whenever, the Associated Press is covering it in that way, they're doing a disservice. If they truly have a left-wing point of view in the way that, you have to recognize that simply offering contentious coverage on a particular matter does not mean that you're doing honest coverage on the issue. So, all you fucking want. You can go, la, 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 I don't care. They are all illegal.
This was what happened in No Kids in Cages from February 24th, 2021. The Biden administration seems to be going back to some of their promises regarding immigration reform. Anyway, the point is, a lot of people will turn around. A lot of people will turn around and say, Hasan, hindsight is 2020. This is not hindsight. This is foresight. This is just sight. It's not hindsight. That's copium. If you say it's hindsight, you're wrong. There are plenty of people who saw this ahead of time, myself included. Okay? And the only reason why I was there correctly pointing to this, despite the fact that I'm not fucking Alan Lichtman, nor do I have goddamn keys, is because I understand how this shit works. I've been following politics for years and years and years and years. I look at messaging polls. I look at issue polls on the matter. They are conducted on a regular fucking basis. Okay? It's not about some bunk methodology. Just understand that Americans are of two different minds on the same issue always. American voters, the median voter, believes in a sea of contradictory opinions, okay, that are sometimes directly at odds with one another. That's why when you poll people on the issue of immigration, right, 60% will say, I want mass deportation. And then 60% will say, I actually want mass amnesty. I want conditional amnesty. It's your fault for listening to a dude with a Justin Bieber haircut who's like 70 fucking years old if you thought that he had some brilliant insight into how this stuff works. I don't discount it. I mean, everyone was desperately looking for hopium. That's why a lot of more liberal commentators, more centrist commentators were popping off in the lead up, in the build up to this fucking election cycle. But I hope that people will understand that looking for copium and looking for hope is not going to lead you down the correct path. You are going to be You are going to be deluded. Too soon to shit on the keys now. Real key heads are mourning right now, brother. I apologize. Yeah, 4 years ago, Biden got 81 million votes. Kamala Harris has 67 million votes so far. Let's just say it will even go up to 70 million. That means more than 10 million Dems voted to stay home. Stop blaming third-party voters. Yeah, Trump lost 3 million votes. Kamala Harris lost around 10 to 15 million. So do with that information what you will. Of course, the base fell out.